Mm. Leftover Chinese food. It's a Saturday. Having a chill weekend. The first real chill weekend we've had. Last weekend we were camping. The weekend before that we were moving. So we've kind of dedicated this weekend just to no real obligations, just chilling out and doing whatever we want, which is nice. So I kind of prioritize just getting out here, even if I don't know what I'm doing. Just sit in the space and have a little think. One thing I wanted to make or think about making was like a sawhorse that I could also use as a stool. My thing is, like, I have so many ideas. I want to do that, but then I want to make that thing for Aggie, and then I want to make this bench, and it means I don't do any of them. I need to just commit to one and go through the process, I think, and not worry that, because if I commit to one, I worry that it's not the best use of my time, and I should be trying to make something else, but I need to just do something, you know. So I'm going to make a sawhorse today. That is what I'm going to do. So I've been doing a bit of calculations. You see this? I want this to be around the total height, I think around 22 inches, which is just that height there is both nice to kneel on and nice to sit on and be at the height. So that's 22 inches. So I think 22 is a good number. So I'm going with 22 inches, right? So now I want to know roughly how much 2x4 do I need. And before I keep calling it 2x4, is it 2x4? Let me just check. No, it's what I thought originally. It's like 3.5 by 1.5. But that section, how much do I need? How much do I have? So my total height is 22 inches, to the right to the top. These lengths along here, just with a bit of trigonometry, are going to be around 24 inches, right? And I want 4 of them. So I want 4 lots of 24-inch lengths. And then I just did a quick cross measurement of how wide I want this to be. And I think about 18 feels about right. So I'm going to set it at 18 inches wide. So I also need 1, 2, 3, 4 18-inch lengths. And then I need one along the top, which will be 18 as well. So 5 18-inch lengths. Now what do I have? I have these big 6 foot long pieces. I have 3 of those, and they're a bit rough around the edges. And then from the pallets I broke down, I have 6 4 foot long pieces, 48 inch. So I've got 3 72s and 4 48s. And I need 24s, so I think for the legs. So I'm thinking I'll just chop these 48s in half, and then that'll be my legs, right? And I'll just set it to whatever height that ends up being. So that's nice. For the cross ones, 18s go into 72, I think. 1836. Yeah, 4 18s go into 72. So if I chop one of these into 4, I should be able to get my cross braces, which is nice. Cool. So I need two of my 4 foots for the legs. I need 1 of these 6 foots for the cross. And then I'll need an additional bit along the top, and I'll figure that out later. But I reckon if I just cut my legs out now, and then I can think about it as I go. The only thing I want to think about is, do I want to bother fucking around with trying to get an angle so that they all sit flush along the top? Or do I worry about that later? I'm not sure. I might get them cut up and then see what we're dealing with. That's basically 3 foot, so I'm just going to cut it to 18 inches. It's funny, like I'm doing this, and when I grab my little right angle, I think, well, would a carpenter think I'm stupid for getting this tool that's maybe not even necessary for such a rough cut? It's like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Get out of my head, those stupid thoughts that constantly, I use it, I brought it, I want to use it, you know? It's done, that's that. That is that, my liege. I'm using this fucking clamp as well. Makes life easier for my beginner sawing. Come on, lad. There we go. Fucking hell, it's this flippy wood. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stop. Into the chair. Into my made up sawhorse. This is why I need a sawhorse, guys. Can I be a bit of shit? One, 2, 3, 4. That's my side bits. I'm a bit worried that this is going to be a bit of a thin sawhorse, but it's enough to rest a bit of wood on, isn't it? I think that's fine. I don't need a massive one. I bet my workshop is small anyway. So I'm just going to cut my 2 48s in half. But look at this grain on this one. You've got this, like, I don't know where the fuck this was cut on the tree, but it's a pretty shitty bit. So I think it's fine being a leg of my sawhorse here. You've got this grain and then it warps, and then you've got this bit that like goes in on itself like a fucking, I don't know. And it goes again around, so weird. Not bad, bit shit. I want to be a bit more careful with these cuts because they're going to be sat on the floor and then on the top, so they're a bit more important. So I've kind of clamped them together just to see what it would look like when it's up. So this would be like the top section. You'd have these 2 screwing in, and then you'd have another 2 along the bottom, but that doesn't matter for now. Right, and then you'd have the other 2 legs at the back. So I'm just thinking about how to finish it. And if I need to fuck around with angles, or if I just, because I was originally thinking just a bit of 2x4 on the top like that. Right, and just kind of drill probably into the ends of those. But I could as well use one of these lengths, like one of these 7" by 0.75, and it might make a nicer surface to work on. I think I might do that actually. Cut it to length and then stick it on. I just think it'll be, firstly it'll probably be nicer to sit on. Secondly, I think it'll be a better surface to work with. And it's a bit thinner, so it's easy just to drive a few screws into the edges there where I need them. Part of me is looking at this setup right now and thinking it's very basic. And I did want to challenge myself a little bit, but I also want to get something done, so I don't know whether to like try and do anything a bit more fancy or if that's fine, you know, we'll see. So I've got a little plan. I'm sticking with 20 degree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop a little chunk off either end that gets me roughly a 20 degree pitch. So I drew it out. I don't know if you can see the line there or there. But what I'm effectively doing is, what am I doing? Oh God. Nope. Right, so this is a pivot point. This is a 90-degree angle, right, from the horizontal. This is a 45. And then if I rotate this around to line it up with these numbers, so that there, if I line that up to 20, that means this angle is going to be 20 degrees off from perpendicular, right? But what it also means is, if I'm right in saying, this angle is going to be, because what happens is if I move that to all the way to 45, now I've got a right angle here, and I've got 45 degrees there, right? So I've got 90 here, 45 there, and here I've got 90 here, 45 there. So in between, what it would mean is, if I put that to 20, that's going to be a 20 from vertical, and this is going to be basically the other way around, so 45 minus 20, so 25, right? So that there is 25 off vertical, I'm pretty sure. That would be 15 off vertical, because 30 minus 45, that would be 5 off vertical, and that would be 0 off vertical, 90, right? That's interesting. This is cool. So if I want my 20 pitch here, what I technically would need to do would be to go to 25 on the line here, because that means that this would be a 25-degree angle from vertical. This would be a 45 minus 25 equals 20-degree angle from vertical, right? So if I hit 25 here, and I bring it over to my mark, I think what I'm going to end up having to do is probably just take it off the edge here. So mark that up roughly. So that line there is a 20 degrees off from perp. Cool. Just a little afternoon tea and cake. Aggie's made some, I don't know if you can note, if you see, but there's a lemon tree out there. Shit ton of lemons. And it's time of year that they need to be eaten, so Aggie's made a lemon drizzle with some lemon curd. Very lemony, beautiful. And I've got myself a little sleepy time chamomile vanilla tea, because it's very tasty and relaxing. Fucking hell. Okay, getting a sweat on. Getting a sweat on. So these are sat now at a 20-degree pitch to meet each other, and they sit nicely, actually, nice and flat. Look at that. It doesn't have to be this accurate, it's only a Sawhorse, but it's training for me, you know, I'm learning, so I'm happy to put this level of effort in. So now what I want to do is, if I sit this guy on top, like, I'll just put him there for now to illustrate. I want to put these, do you see how they want to sit? Just a bit less than the top so that they don't interfere with the board when it nails down. Oh shit. So I'm going to put it probably just maybe 1/4 of an inch down from the top. What I'm liking about this process is I'll get one idea and then I'll do the bits and put it roughly together, and then I'll figure it out once it's half together, because then I'm not trying to do it all theoretically at the start and put together a perfect piece. I want to see what's going on, you know. I feel like I learn better that way. So like with this, like I got these cuts together, right angle to start with, then I stacked them up, saw what I needed to do, broke it down again, cut these angles off, and now I'm putting it back together, seeing what I need to do, and kind of going like that. I feel like that's a good way for me to do it right now. Because I could have done this all on paper with like math and stuff. I could have said, oh, the angle and the exact measurement, and done it all in CAD, but something's nice about just doing it, you know, and just seeing how it goes. And it doesn't have to be exactly 22 inches high, but it's whatever works. Cool. All right, I'm gonna screw these together now then. Goes in pretty easy at this point. That's that. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere, that. Okay, we got our 2 bits together, finally. Let's see. Okay, this is what we've got so far. They're just balancing on each other, but that's it. Took a while to get here, but we're here. It's roughly flush. It's not the best. This angle's a bit shit. Don't know what happened there. Don't know if it twisted or something. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it looks good otherwise. It's very sturdy. So I'm gonna check the length of all of them, make sure they're all the same. And then I think we'll put this top piece on and then think about putting the middle one on. Oh, okay. I just packed up, just tidied up. It is, I think, 6:30 or something. But I've made a thing. It needs a little bit, I need to finish it off tomorrow or maybe. But it works. Do you want to see? Can you see it? It's my Sawhorse. Oh, takes it out of you making this shit, doesn't it? Yeah, here you go. That's a good view, isn't it? This is my Sawhorse. So I screwed these 2 in, and then once the 2 sides were together, I flipped it, and I screwed, can you see? I put these in just to kind of keep it in the spacing that I wanted, because they were kind of fix it in place temporarily. But I'm going to take them off once I put a proper bracer in. So once I get something in here, maybe like a shelf or just a couple cross braces, I'll take these off. These were just stability things. Oh man, and then once it was kind of put together, I sanded down a little bit the tops just to flush it, make it flush. And then I just screwed this straight into the top, so I screwed this bow straight in. It's heavy, but it's cool and it makes a great seat. I'll just have it here. There he is. There he is. My first big creation. I made that box there, but now I've made a bench / horse / seat. So that was fun. I learnt a few things. I learnt a lot of things. And gonna go and have dinner now. So Sawhorse. Feels good. Feels like I've done some good work today. I don't know. I feel exhausted, honestly. I haven't really done too much thinking about my headspace today. Just been kind of in it and excited and enthused, and maybe that's a headspace. A good enough one. But it feels good to have moved my body and stood up and worked my body, even if I wasn't, you know, running a marathon or anything, but it takes it out of you doing all this stuff. So I'm looking at this and it's like I don't know. You know, it's rough around the edges. It's just sticking bits together, but it took, yeah. I'm happy with it, I think. Yeah, I need to reflect on it a little bit, but thanks for watching, and see you on my next project, whatever that may be. Bye.